Welcome back, Supply Chain Universe. Today's topic is on authentic leadership. I'm going to talk about what authentic leadership is, the various elements, why it's a continuous journey, and the benefits of authentic leadership, both in an organization and outside of an organization. I'm personally really excited about this topic today because if you look at all the various events that have occurred over the past several years, there is such a great need for authentic leadership in our workforce and outside of our workforce as well. People need connection. They're looking for people they can trust, and they're also looking for people that understand them and understand what they're going through as individuals. So let's get started. So what is authentic leadership? I bet it's really easy for you to think of some things and describe maybe what authentic leadership is not. But defining authentic leadership is not as easy as I actually thought it would be. I did a lot of research on this particular subject, and I found lots of different opinions. And I even found a quote that said, authentic leadership is both managed and contrived, which is interesting because if you think about it, that basically means the opposite of what you usually think authentic leadership would be, right? You think it would be natural and genuine, but this is saying that it's something that is not. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about why that quote is actually true in a second. So it's not just being about yourself as a leader, but it's also how and what others see in you. And what I really appreciate about authentic leadership is that it's still in its definition and meaning evolution. Some of the greatest work about authentic leadership came out back in the early 2000s. There was a Gallup Leadership Summit where lots of different people came together, did their research, and truly worked hard to define authentic leadership. And that's where a lot of the information that I'm going to be referring to today came from. So let's talk about the various elements of authentic leadership. Maybe think of it in two pillars. We've got self-awareness as well as emotional intelligence. And there are various elements kind of interwoven in between. And you can also think of it in the fact that it's a balance between being distinct and unique as an individual, but then also considering the needs of culture. So let's start first with a foundation of authenticity as a leader. A foundation would be values, your belief system, your strengths, right? And all of those things lead into an individual being confident, right? Because of the fact that they know themselves really well, they're able to lead with their unique strengths, right? The things that they believe in, they fully understand their value system. And that is truly a great foundation to lead by and live by. In addition to that, bring in the emotional intelligence aspects of social skills and behavior, curiosity and relationships, right? Being curious about others and being wanting and willing to build relationships. And then also having respect and trust for not only yourself, but others, being willing to self-disclose and being genuine. And what that really means is that authentic leaders are willing to be transparent to the degree they feel is appropriate. That's where that management, right, comes in. And they're willing to be vulnerable to an extent that they feel is appropriate based on the individuals they're interacting with, right? So we don't want too much emotional charge, right? We want to be able to scale it back appropriately for the individuals that we are speaking with. And then there's an element of leading on purpose and with purpose, being mission-driven, leading with ethics, integrity, and accountability. And those are probably some of the things that you would normally and historically attribute to authentic leadership. So again, all these great elements go into being an authentic leader. And that's quite a lot to consider. So authentic leadership is a continuous journey. You've got the foundation of values and beliefs and strengths and even emotional intelligence. And when you continually learn, you are presented with new challenges, right? You're growing. You are actually increasing the neuroplasticity in your brain. That in turn will lead you to potentially new value system, new belief system, different strengths, right? Because of those new experiences. So as you continually move through the cyclical journey of authentic leadership, you are intentional about being self-aware and continuing to discover who you are as an individual. And then in turn, are comfortable with challenging your own beliefs, your own values, and your own strengths to ensure that you can move forward being as authentic as you possibly can be. Now, let's move into the value of authentic leadership. There's many different benefits of being an authentic leader. The first one is employee health and success of not only the leader, right, but of those individuals around the leader. Understanding yourself and being true to yourself can lead to increased self-esteem, connectedness, focus on the right things. And that can actually have a domino effect with the people that you work with on a regular basis, because you, being the role model that you are as an authentic leader, it actually inspires others to do the same. People want to connect with authentic leaders. And again, that creates a domino effect within an organization. And that leads me to the second one of organizational health and success, because focused leadership and connectedness can actually increase team focus, engagement, and performance. In addition to that, the third would be cultural excellence, because exceptional behavior as an authentic leader and authentic individuals within an organization and the connectedness that people have can actually lead to happy and mission-driven employees that can then impact positive culture. In addition to that, there's also an increased potential of retention. Happy, healthy, engaged, appreciated, and mission-driven employees can actually improve the retention of an organization. And it goes back right to the foundation of the value system, the strengths, utilizing your strengths, being as authentic as possible, but then also being connected to those around you, right? There are great things that come out of being connected to the people that you work with. And then lastly, peace. Authentic leadership can bring about peace, not only within an organization, but outside of an organization, because on any scale, leadership authenticity can bring about greater understanding, compromise, and compassion. So many different elements here to consider on your personal authentic leadership journey. I hope this was helpful. I hope there were some things that you learned today that maybe you hadn't considered in the past. But I appreciate your time, and I'll talk to you next time.